Oh, hello and welcome back to this, our fourth video in the Community Renewable Energy Grant Program's video series over key application sections and key questions for the planning application and opportunity announcements. And again, just want to remind everyone, if you have not seen the previous three videos, we do recommend watching these in order as we walk this through. This will not be all of the questions in the application, just the key questions, some of the key questions that relate back to the competitive review scoring criteria that you'll find in your particular opportunity announcement. And just again, my name is Jason, and I'm joined here with my colleague Clay. And we're going to go ahead and quickly jump in here. We're going to be going over the project plan. Did want to make a quick note that if you are looking for each of the questions in the application, make sure you go to the webpage, the CREP webpage, and look at the user guide for the planning application, and that has all of the application questions listed in there. And so we're going to go ahead and jump in on one of the first key questions here, and that's list planning team members, their roles and lines of authority, and their experience with similar planning projects. And as you'll see in the application guidance, this is where we're looking at you listing key project team members, including public body leaders, project managers, your partners, consultants, and contractors. Earlier, you listed those companies and a few of the roles. This is where we want to see you list out those specific teams, which could include names or what have you. And the point here is to give the reviewers a really good sense of your projects, the physical projects team, or what you're planning for in this planning grant, to give us a really good idea of who that team is, what their experience level is. And if you want to even support that even more, you could upload their resumes, professional bios, etc. And Clay, do you have anything to add on this one?
Nope, this one just a good solid answer and a good clear description of your planning team is what leads to a higher score in the strength of your project. As you look at the competitive review scoring criteria in the opportunity announcements.
Okay. As we move forward through the application, on another key question is provide the planning project's anticipated start and completion date and detailed schedule milestones, which demonstrates the planning will be completed within 6 months of execution of the performance agreement if awarded. And essentially what we're looking for here is at the time of the application, what is that plan? What is the start date? What is the planned completion date? We realize there could be some adjustments in that and certainly some adjustments if you are awarded for the performance agreement. But in addition to this, you would also be able to, if you already have a project schedule timeline in your format, you could upload that as well in support of your answer entry or your response entry in the data field here. And Clay, do you have some more here?
Well, that's it. I mean, the planning grants are pretty specific. It's a 6-month window, and so just give us your best shot of that with as much details as you have, and just be cognizant of the deadlines that planning costs are not eligible if they occurred prior to the application deadline.
All right, excellent. So we'll go ahead and move forward. Again, here is this project expected to result in a proposal for a community renewable energy project? And this is a yes/no question. And essentially what we're looking for here is that you're applying to this grant program to receive those funds to plan for the potential and future development of a renewable energy project. Whether that is within the Community Renewable Energy Grant Program or not, the point of this is going to be to see that this is ideally going to be moving forward into a project. And so that's where we'd be looking for that yes/no answer. Clay, do you want to add any more here?
Yeah, it's one of the requirements. If you read through the opportunity announcement, it's one of the requirements that will end up being in a performance agreement that you show that development plan that resulted from the planning grant that you won. And so definitely want to have that in mind as you go forward, that this cannot be used for efficiency studies or things like that. This has to even if you're looking at multiple sites, you have to have a result, or you have to have in your mind that at the end of your planning process, you're going to come up with a proposal for a construction project.
Yeah, and then just as one more add-on to that is that if awarded for a planning grant, one of the final aspects of that is a final report, which lays out your plan for that renewable energy system or project that you proposed. And as we continue moving on, our next area is to please detail how consultation with the following groups will be incorporated into this project. And then underneath that, there'll be a list of those groups. And those will be members of qualifying communities that are being served by the project, businesses located in the communities served by the project, electric utilities that have customers in the communities served by the project, or other regional stakeholders. And so what we're looking at here is, as part of this planning project, what type of consultation have you had prior to this planning project with these particular groups, if any? If not, what we're looking for is if you're moving this planning project later into a construction project, we'd be looking at how do you plan to create consultation and outreach and engagement with these type of groups. So if you already have, that's going to put you in a strong position, and we definitely would like to see that. And if you have not, then we're looking for your plan, if any, moving forward. And Clay, do you want to add anything to that?
The only thing is a lot of public bodies have climate action plans and other organization-wide plans that cover some of these things around renewable energy. That's great. Mention those, highlight those, but a stronger application will tie the specific project under the application to that broader organization-wide plan.
All right, excellent. And then one last piece of this is, if you're looking against your opportunity announcements, this would be an area that's going to be scored under the community partnerships, under the equity area as well. And we're coming into, for this particular video, our last slide, and that is describe any disadvantaged business enterprises, emerging small businesses, or businesses that are owned by minorities, women, or disabled veterans that will be involved in the project construction, and how they will be involved. Again, this is one of those areas where if currently as a part of your planning team, you have various stakeholders or partners that can be related to this question, we certainly want to see that as well. And in addition, this is also something to look forward to into a construction project after the planning. That what would be your plan to address this, if any, moving forward as well? And so you could also include that plan as well moving forward. And Clay, do you have anything you'd like to add here?
Sure. If this is a new concept for you or your organization, please go to the Business Oregon website and find their certification office of business inclusion and diversity, the COBID office, not COVID, but COBID. And that describes this program, which there are federal aspects and state aspects in contracting where this comes from. And this is what the legislation is referring to, is that program. So that's a great resource to see exactly what they're talking about. And then just to emphasize what Jason already said, there are the two parts. You know, if you have disadvantaged businesses as part of your planning team, great. But really what this question is diving down into is your organization going to be able to create policies and programs that support disadvantaged and the other businesses listed here in the question? Thanks.
Right. Yep, thanks, Clay. And then, one other tidbit to note on this is that this is on the scoring, this is one of the standalone questions under the priority hiring. And so with that under the project plan, under the key questions, that brings us to the conclusion. If you have any questions or comments, certainly reach out to us at community.grants@energy.oregon.gov. And we appreciate you watching these videos. Again, if this is just a quick reminder, if this is the first one you've watched, please go back and start with the program overview and take these in sequence. They can be very helpful when you're filling your application out. And we definitely appreciate you taking this time. And so for myself, Jason, and Clay, thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.